Performance, security, and UX, the product engineering triangle. What if I told you that improving your product's performance could actually break your security and fixing security might hurt your user experience? Sounds crazy, right? But this is exactly where most digital products fail. Hey, I am Mehul Brahmbhatt, CEO and founder of Matrix Bricks, and I have helped hundreds of businesses build digital products that scale without breaking under pressure. Working across digital transformation and product engineering for more than a decade and a half, I have seen startup collapse after launch and enterprises lose millions, not because their idea was bad, but because they ignored this triangle. And once you truly understand how these three forces interact, you stop building features randomly and start engineering products strategically. I will show you how to balance performance, security, and user experience, the three pillars that decide whether your product wins or loses. Why this triangle matters more than ever? Today's digital environment is brutally competitive. Users have zero patience, regulators have zero tolerance, and competitors are just one click away. In this landscape, your product is constantly being judged on speed, on safety, and on simplicity. And this is exactly why this triangle matters more than ever. A slow app increases bounce rate by up to 40%. One security breach can permanently damage brand trust. A confusing UX pushes users straight to your competitor. Optimizing only one pillar creates hidden risk in the others. So, this isn't just a technical framework. It's a business growth framework. Now, let's break down each side of the triangle. Performance speed is revenue. When we talk about performance, most people think about loading time. But true performance is much deeper. It's about responsiveness, scalability, and how your system behave under real-world pressure. Building performance into your product from day one isn't about big optimization. It's about making the right decision consistently. Here is what that looks like in action. Designing architecture for scale from day one. Using lightweight frameworks and clean code practices. Continuous performance testing, not just pre-launch testing. Monitoring real user metrics, not just lab simulations. Businesses increases conversion by 25 to 30% simply by reducing load time by 2 seconds. Speed builds confidence. Confidence drives revenue. But speed without protection, that's where problems begin. Security. Trust is everything. Security is one of those things users don't notice until something goes wrong. And when it does, recovery is not just technical, it's reputational. That's why modern product engineering doesn't treat security as an add-on. It embeds it into foundation. Here is what that looks like in practice. Security first architecture instead of patch-based fixes, role-based access and strong authentication layers. Regular vulnerability assessments and penetration testing. Compliance alignment with data protection regulations. The key is building security that protects without creating friction. And that's where UX enters the conversation. UX, the silent growth engine. User experience is often misunderstood as just design, but in reality, UX is how your product feels, flows, and guides user towards outcomes. It's the difference between a product people tolerate and a product people recommend. Strong UX engineering includes intuitive navigation with minimal learning curve, clear micro interactions and feedback loops, mobile first design thinking, continuous user behavior tracking, and iteration. There are products that saw massive retention improvements not because they built more, but because they simplified that already existed. Because complexity slows user down and slow users rarely convert. The trade-off trap. Here is where things get complicated. Many organizations treat performance, security, UX as a separate conversation handled by different teams. But in reality, every decision in one area impacts the other two. And ignoring this interdependence creates invisible risk. For example, heavy encryption can slow performance. Too many security steps can frustrate users. High-end animation can reduce speed. Aggressive caching can create a data risk. The goal is not choosing one pillar over another. It's aligning them through integrated engineering. And that requires collaboration from day one. How to balance the triangle? So the real question becomes, how do you actually balance all three without compromising growth? The answer lies in a structured product thinking, not reactive fixing. Here is a practical approach to follow. Start with product strategy before writing code. Map performance, security, and UX goals together. Build MVPs with measurable benchmarks. Continuously test, measures, and optimize post launch. The strongest digital product are not fastest or the prettiest alone. They are the most balanced, and balance is what creates sustainability. Every great digital product is built on a smart choices and clear priorities. Get the right triangle right, and you set your businesses up for a long-term success. Now, I want to hear from you. Which side of the triangle is your business struggling with right now? Performance, security, or UX? Drop a comment below and share your challenges. Hit like if this helped. Subscribe for more insights on our digital growth and product engineering. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.